Alright, so, as of me recording this, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 has came out today, December 20th, and I just got back from seeing it. So, thoughts? So, going into this movie, I think pretty much everyone in the Sonic fandom was super excited. I mean, this movie seemed like it was going to be everything that Sonic fans had been wanting out of the film. Like, with it literally being a very, very close adaptation of SA2 with the likes of, like, Shadow and Maria in, like, the Space Colony arc in the film. And, that got a lot of people excited because no matter what you think of, like, the gameplay and the jankiness of the adventure games, SA2 has probably one of the best Sonic stories, at least with the characters and, like, the introduction of Shadow. So that's what everyone was excited for in this movie. And, myself included. But my main concern, and I was super, super worried about this going into the movie, was, is this movie going to not fail, but fall flat in some aspects because they are trying to juggle too many things? Like, because first and foremost, they had to continue off and build off of what the first two films in the Knuckles series put out, because to make it, at least in these movies, have a very good way of feeling cohesive and like in the same world, like following the same events. So they had to get that down first and foremost. That's kind of the linchpin of like the connection between the movies, and then it also had to get at least the main things of SA2's plot right. At least the main beats, not like anything like super niche or whatever. Like, you could leave out some of the stuff, but you need to hit the main points, like Shadow being edgelord and like the Space Colony arc pissing on the moon. Like, those kind of things, you have to have those for this to feel right, like what they were trying to do to be a success. So, do they pull it off? 100% they pull it off. Like, I'm not joking when this is the magnum opus of the Sonic movies. While the other two films have felt like and I love these movies, and this is going to sound kind of harsh, like, and I really like the two previous movies. They felt like Nickelodeon, like, kids movies. Like, especially the first film, you can tell that, like, executives were very, like, adamant and pushing, like, we need this to be a kids movie, like, make it like Hop, it's a buddy road trip movie with a funny little furry guy. And like, that was okay. Like, the first movie, even though I enjoy it, I was like okay, like, I get it, do something Sonic-y now. And that is improved a lot in the second film, where that film is kind of a combination of Sonic 2 and 3 with, like, Tails and Knuckles in it, and, like, the Death Egg robot, the Master World, that kind of stuff. But, with this film, I think I myself and everyone else was like, alright, if we are going to get a Sonic movie that's like a true to heart Sonic movie, that's like, it doesn't really, like, fuck around with anything, it just goes, it gives you what you want, that would be this film. And it was. This film takes it backseats, like, the human characters. They're still there because their connection to Sonic and everything is needed, but they take a much heavier backseat than they do in the other films. Honestly, it's for the best. I do like, really like them from the other films, and, like, I don't think they're bad. I think their inclusion works, like, bouncing off of Sonic and the other characters. I think it works fine, but putting a heavier focus on the characters we actually want to see, like in this movie, Shadow, Gerald Robotnik, Eggman, like, Team Sonic, it feels so much better. In this movie, wasted no time, and I'm not going to get into heavy spoilers. Like, I'm not gonna tell you the ending. I'm not gonna, like, say for example, like, if, like, this person dies, or, like, this person like, betrays, or whatever. That seems unfair, like, the movie came out today, so it would be kind of dickish to spoil the new stuff, but I am going to talk about some of the structure in the film, and I will have to kind of slightly spoil things for that to make sense. So this movie, it starts off with a bang. Well, I really didn't expect this film to open up with, like, how in the trailers we saw it was like Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, like, racing or whatever. I expected the movie to open up with that, and then the gun people come in like, we got an issue, and then we meet Shadow. No, the movie opens directly with Shadow. They knew exactly what you wanted. You did not come here to see something like the other two films. You came here to see the Blue Bastard and the Black Little Edgelord beat the shit out of each other for 30 minutes and then become friends with Live and Learn. That's what you wanted, and that's immediately what you get. The film literally starts with an acoustic, like a light acoustic cover of Live and Learn. And you're 2 seconds into the film and you know you're watching peak. This shit is fantastic, and Shadow is just, oh my god, he's perfect in this movie. I love the other Sonic characters in this movie. Like, I love Sonic. I think in this film especially, he's a lot more, I'm picking up more, like, Sonic Adventure vibes, which makes sense. Like, he's a lot more of a dick. But honestly, it's fine. I think it works. And I love Tails. Knuckles is dumb and hilarious. But Shadow is he's the best. And he does not talk or, like, he has a good amount of screen time. He doesn't have as much screen time as I really thought he would. But, every time he's on screen, I'm just like, oh, okay, this is perfect. This is everything everyone ever wanted. That's all they need to do. They literally went in and fixed everything. Like, the movie, I'm rambling, but back to the opening. It hits you exactly where you want. It shows you Shadow. It shows you how powerful he is. It shows you that he's an edgelord who just wants everyone dead because Maria died. Like, you see that, and it's so good. Like, I was literally in the theater like, oh, okay, this movie is not going to slow down. And it didn't. Where the other two films, I felt like you get to a certain point and you're like, okay, fucking kill me, or just, like, pick shit up, or I'm gonna fall, like, I want to die. Get to something interesting, or I'm gonna kill myself. Especially with the second film, with it kind of like being a crossroads between, like, the stupid kids movies and, like, Sonic. That movie chugs sometimes. I did not feel like I was sitting in the theater for an hour 45. This shit was peak. Everything about this, there are slower parts, as every movie needs. But, yeah, for the most part, something interesting is happening on screen at all times, and that's what you need for a Sonic movie. This has by far the best action sequences we've seen, especially in the movies, but in some recent Sonic games. This is some of the best action sequences, fight choreography, and just kind of, like, I guess, animation that we've seen. And with Frontiers, I'll use that as my example because I just played through that recently. That game improves a lot. It adds a lot more, I guess, for lack of a better term, anime stuff to Sonic. I think that works fine. Sonic's exaggerated. You can be anime-ish. But, but all the animations were kind of stagnant, and the fight scenes were kind of ass, I'll be honest. They were pretty ass. This film, it's fantastic. The fights are so dynamic. You can perfectly see, they perfectly integrate the characters' powers and their uniqueness into their fights. And the animation, the way they move the camera, it's beautiful. It genuinely is perfect. The fight that we've seen in the trailers of them in Tokyo fighting Shadow, that is literally, that's the bottom of the barrel. And that sounds bad, but that fight is fantastic. That is the bottom of the barrel for this movie. And I can't tell you what the best one is, because I can't spoil that, because that's too hype. But trust me, it's like it's a fight interrupted with a, hey Shadow, let's get emotional. and then it's back to fight. Maybe not each other. I don't know. It's the best fucking 20 minutes of your life. I'll tell you that right now. It's so good, and with certain things like, okay, we know Shadow goes super. Everyone knows that. We've seen the McDonald's toys. None of us are that